Scientists are expressing concern after 4 dead whales washed ashore in the Bay Area in recent days. At least one of those whales was hit by a ship, but the cause of death for the other whales is being looked at. Kristen Monsell is with the Center for Biological Diversity. Kristen, thank you so much for being here. Do we know anything more about why this might be happening?
Well, it's several reasons. One is because of climate change and warming waters and whales being pushed into waters where they haven't traditionally been, but also because of ship strikes. Ship strikes are one of the primary causes of whale deaths off California, and that's why we've sued the federal government. We have a lawsuit that challenges the federal government's failure to properly evaluate the risk to endangered whales and sea turtles in shipping lanes, which resulted in a flawed decision that failed to adopt or even consider adopting ship strike avoidance measures, such as mandatory vessel speed limits and routing changes to help reduce shipping traffic overlap with areas of high whale densities. We don't let tanker trucks drive on our highways without speed limits. We shouldn't be letting ships travel through shipping lanes without limits. The science shows when ships slow down, it saves whales.
So, Kristen, I want to talk more about that lawsuit. What type of changes, what type of impact do you believe these changes, the ones that you're requesting, would have?
We think it would help save whales off California. The science is really clear that if you force ships to slow to 10 knots or less, it significantly reduces the risk that those ships will run over and kill whales. And we don't think that that's too much to ask. The federal government has done it on the East Coast to protect whales off the East Coast. The West Coast can do it too.
And what is the opposition here to what you're proposing?
Well, there's opposition from the shipping industry because they say it will add costs to their services. But I think we also need to look at the incredible benefits that these whales provide to the ecosystems. I mean, their poop is incredibly nutrient rich. It helps fertilize phytoplankton, which is the base of the food chain, and they really help sow the seeds of healthy ecosystems. They're also carbon sinks. They accumulate carbon in their bodies throughout their lives, and when they die, they sink to the bottom of the ocean and take the carbon with them. So and not to mention the fact that whale watching is a huge industry in California, and people come from all over the world to see whales off our coast. We're incredibly lucky to share our oceans with these amazing animals, and we should be doing everything we can to protect them, not letting these huge ships just run over and kill them with no repercussions and no mitigation measures.
Okay, so while we wait for the federal government to decide what to do, if anything, I want to go back to what we're seeing here in the Bay Area and just talk a little bit about how unusual it is for us to have 4 dead whales washed ashore in such a short amount of time.
It's incredibly tragic and very unusual to see this many dead whales in just the span of 8 days. Unfortunately, I think that these instances are going to become all the more common. The gray whales right now are experiencing what's known as an unusual mortality event, and they have been since 2019. And in that span, hundreds and hundreds of these whales have died. And scientists aren't exactly sure what some of the causes are, but they do think that at least some of them are dying from starvation due to lack of prey, likely caused by warming waters in the Arctic, where they feed. And if that's true, the concern is that we'll just keep seeing these types of events. And unfortunately, changing ocean conditions because of climate change isn't going away anytime soon. But we can take action right now to prevent them from dying of other causes like ship strikes and entanglement in fishing gear by taking some very common sense measures like requiring ships to slow down and getting rope out of important whale habitats.
All right, Kristen Monsell, really appreciate you coming on the show today. Again, Kristen Monsell of the Center for Biological Diversity. Thanks again, appreciate it.
Thank you.